Hey there! So, a year ago today, I was contacted by a 15-year-old guy named Josiah Manley. He was planning to make an EP with Smash Hit inspired music and just wanted to get my permission for it. Naturally, I said that I was flattered and asked him to share the music with me once he was done. And about a month ago, he emailed me again and sent me the finished music. And I was honestly quite impressed with how good it was, for a number of reasons. He was only 15 when he started making the music. He's 16 today. And it's all done on an iPad. And he really captured both the sounds of Smash It and the tonality. Some people nowadays tend to focus so much on specific software or hardware, but tend to forget about how much of the music is in the type of melodies and harmonies you choose. So Josiah sent me a breakdown of how he made these tracks, and I'd like to share that with you. I will also share the link to Josiah's EP and links to some tracks of mine that are referenced in the video.
So this is going to be a breakdown of my tracks of the Smash Hit EP. Now, first of all, I created this in Oxy. I started with a retro synth, and this is where I really got most of my ideas from. And this is where we start off. This was originally going to be something like, well, the starting tutorial music of the Smash Hit levels. It's very resemblant. Listen. And then I have the pluck synth, which sounds like this. It's similar to the Checkpoint 2 OST. Basically, what this is. Yeah, nostalgia at its finest. And then we have Zen Smash Hit. These are simply the three main sound effects that I thought of. And now we move on to, well, Oxy, where all the fun begins. So let's go. We'll start with the first track, Suspense. So this is what it sounds like. This was essentially in reference to the Checkpoint 3 soundtrack. So we first off start with the drums. So it's basically just a very, very, very subtle sort of tone. You can hear it. The kick has a bit of delay on it, and the pitch is all the way down, because if I had turned it all the way up, it doesn't sound too good. It sounds a little bit dry and faint. This way you get much more of the punch. And the ride cymbal Essentially, that's what it just sounds like, but it's very high pitched and the length is cut off because I don't want to have much more sustain like this. I don't want it to be too eerie, so... Oh boy. And there's a bit of reverb for some pure atmosphere. And we also have this too. Then you have the K bass, of course. Without a bass, it won't really sound much more suspenseful than it already is. There's a bit of low pass automation on the Scorpio synth. And this is also for dramatic effect. A little bit of plucking in this one. If you're wondering, yes, this is made on purely mobile. Nothing else except that. And Logic. But you're like, where's the Logic part in this one? Some of these tracks have samples from the actual synths that I decided to make up. Then we have, well, I'll just use Absolute. So this is what it sounds like for reference. I did not really think about much of the transitioning on that one. And basically, we have the drums. Very minimal. It's some very basic tracks here. SP1 2000 808 from Mars. These two are simply in the build-up, like this. Well, not build-up, but chorus. The reason why there's a very short click on this one is that I don't want it to decay too much, so I simply just let it do its own thing. And that's where really everything just starts from there. And then you have Orbit. It's really just a very subtle synth. And then you have the K bass, of course. And then we have the golden checkpoint 2 synth sound effect, I guess. And really that's about it for that one. We move on to Alpha, which is much more idiom-like. It really just goes on from there. It's not too much bassy, but really, most of the other instruments carry it on. And so does this. Very subtle, but it's heard. It can be heard. really just goes on from there. A much more subtle type of bass. It's the same bass, but just modified. Just for a little bit of more luckiness. Omega. This is a little bit of an arpeggiator because, well, I wanted to give it a good feel. I look quite attractive on the drums. Yes, those are perks. And really, it really just goes on from here. But the one I really want to check out is Vibrance. This one is essentially just a remake of the demo. Most of these are stock sounds from Oxy. I kid you not. But you have to have Pro to use them, which is very bad, but yeah. It's a very unique track. This is really what I actually make. So I made this to show it off. Everything here is done by ear, and it was never really followed in any consecutive order. And that's really about all I have to show for this. I really enjoy making stuff like this, and I really hope to make more drum step. This was really just like a one-time thing for Douglas and the Smash Hit community. That's about it for this entire thing. Thank you all for watching, and I hope to see you very soon. Remember, subscribe to my channel and Douglas's channel if you haven't already.